Layla Faulkner has been missing for almost 2 excruciating years. She disappeared without a trace on the 4th of July. Her family desperately wants answers.
Just tell us where she is.
So desperate, Layla's parents have actually taken matters into their own hands, putting up billboards, hiring their own private investigators, and upping the reward.
The reward's up to $10,000 now for any information that leads us to finding Layla or her remains.
No one has been named an official suspect, but Layla's ex-boyfriend, Blaine Graylier, has been at the center of the investigation.
What conversations have you had with Blaine, and do you believe him?
When Layla first disappeared, he messaged me on Facebook just about every day. I do believe him. I don't think he had anything to do with it, but I think he knows about it and he knows what happened.
As far as him actually doing it, I don't know, but I do believe he knows about it 100%.
Now, in this Crime Watch Daily exclusive, Blaine sits down with us for his very first televised interview to set the record straight.
You haven't talked to anyone else. Why talk to us?
I just know deep down that I have not done anything or I don't know anything, and that's all I really need to say about it. I just want the family to get answers.
What type of relationship did you and Layla have?
We told each other everything.
So did Layla break up with you?
It was a mutual thing, but it was more of me of breaking up with her.
Blaine says Layla was a beautiful girl, but claims she was haunted by a dark secret. He says drugs drove them apart.
Because of the situation or the habits that she was getting into, and I didn't really know it was that bad.
And Blaine tells me he's now the one haunted by Layla's disappearance.
What went through your mind when you found out Layla was missing?
A bunch of names came to my head, and I ran them by Miss Susan, and they checked out one or two. They just don't know who picked her up from the house.
Miss Susan is Layla's mother. Blaine says he still talks to her regularly with hopes he can help find out what happened to Layla. But if Blaine's so worried, I had to ask, why hasn't he been more active?
Did you participate in any of the searches for Layla?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
I stayed back, and I told Miss Susan this. I stayed back because I was being considered a suspect, so I wanted to stay my distance so people wouldn't think that I'm trying to be too close to it and trying to figure out what's all going on.
So you took the polygraph test?
Correct.
And you were told that you lied?
Right.
Then they called you back to take another?
It was inconclusive, the test that I took.
You refused because?
Because there's a discrepancy in what two different people told me.
And one of the biggest questions hanging over this case, Layla's shocking post on social media claiming they broke up because Blaine ran off with another man.
Why do you think she posted those things on social media, talking about you being gay?
There's nothing I can say except that I'm not gay. The only thing I could think is she was upset and she didn't want to be around the house. She just wanted to go. I don't want to speculate, but I would think that she was probably wanting to go out and do things she shouldn't be doing.
But what about those text messages Layla sent to her mom and dad, warning them about Blaine just before she vanished?
There are text messages prior to Layla's disappearance of her texting her mom saying that she's afraid of you and if something happens to her, to investigate you.
That's crazy. I don't know anything about that.
Did Miss Susan tell you that?
No.
You talk to her every day?
Just about every day.
How does that make you feel?
It hurts my heart a lot. That's awful. I would never hurt her, ever.
So you wouldn't have harmed, killed, dismembered, or
No.
hid Layla's remains?
Absolutely not.
Did you have an argument and blow up and something happened?
No, not at all.
So you're saying you and God know you didn't do it?
Right.
Do you feel you've been convicted in the court of community public opinion?
I do, but like I told you earlier, I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. God's the only person that knows.
What do you think could have happened to Layla?
I don't know. I have no clue. The whole thing comes down to is who picked her up at her parents' house will have some answers. but we don't know who that is.
Blaine tells me he's tortured every single day.
If Layla were here right now and you had one more chance to talk to her, one more conversation or moment together, what would you say to her?
I tell her I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we broke up because you wouldn't be in the situation. She wouldn't be in the situation missing right now. And I would tell her I love her, and I would take all this back and start from day one.
Just recently, one of the billboards the Faulkners put up to find Layla was stabbed with 2 butcher knives. Police call it a random act. Layla's parents believe it's a message.
Do you think that it's random, or do you think it's connected to Layla's disappearance?
I think it's very personal. You don't just walk around town with 2 butcher knives and start stabbing a sign.
Lieutenant Johnson says he continues to track down any and all leads, including this one, a wild story claiming Layla was murdered and chopped up here in these woods.
What's significant about this property here?
This is the property where the family got the information that where they believed that she was killed at, and she was dismembered and buried up underneath this house right here.
Have you found anything to lead you to believe that's true?
No.
It's been nearly 2 years since Layla disappeared, and the Faulkners are coming to grips with the fact that they may never see their daughter again.
What do you need, Mom, right now?
I need closure. I know these people hurt her, and I just tell us where she is. That's all we want. Just tell us where she is.
As for Madison, she just wants her mom to come home.
What do you talk to God about when it comes to your mom?
I just want him to find her and see, and I just want to see her again.
Anyone with information about Layla's whereabouts can contact the Pike County Sheriff's Office at 1-334-566-4347. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.